Hello, everybody. Gage says it's empty. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hello, everybody. Thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. We're going to do another one from Sam Adams, a winter variety pack. And this is the main reason I bought the variety pack, because several of my subscribers said that this is a fairly tasty beer. It's new for this year. This is their cherry chocolate Bock, and they usually do a chocolate Bock in their winter variety pack, but they've added cherries to this year's edition. And this beer comes in at 5.8% alcohol by volume. And it seems to me the one we did yesterday was 5.8%, and a lot of their beers used to be around 5% that they did. The Boston Lager and all those, and a lot of them come in and their variety packs stayed around 5%. But it seems like they kicked it up just a little bit, just a notch or two. This is almost a 6%er now, so maybe they're just, I don't know what's up with that, but as beer tastes change and people like the stronger and stronger beers, they're brewing it with just a little more ass, if you will, on their beers, their session beers, if you could call out almost 6% session beers. A lot of people consider those down into 4% if you're going to session beers, like your Bud, Miller, and Coors varieties there. So a lot of your lighter beers have that low 4.5, 6, 7, 8%. But there was a couple of these in there. They usually give you two of each one that they put in this variety pack. So I bought the variety pack just to get this particular beer, and like I said, you can't go wrong. I mean, none of that stuff is going to blow your socks off or your hair back or anything, but they're nice, decent beers. A nice change up from the extreme beers that I review, and people seem to be getting more and more and more into. Unless it's blowing your palate out of your mouth, a lot of people don't think they're worth the crap. So, and Samuel Adams, the Boston Lager is what got me into doing craft beers many, many years ago. And I had experimented a lot with, 30 years ago I was tasting Killian's and Bass Ale and things like that when I could get my hands on them, because you couldn't get them around here. You had to go to a certain establishments and pubs and stuff like that to even get your hands on those beers back then. So let's get on with this one and see where we end up with this one. Commercial description on this, and it says this special release is brewed just for the holidays. For a new approach to a classic favorite, we added cherries to our traditional chocolate Bock for a sweet, slightly tart note. Aged on a bed of dark cocoa nibs, and I really like beers that have cocoa nibs on. The malty, chocolatey, and dark fruit flavors create a rich, complex beer perfect for winter. Cheers. And like I told you yesterday, and it's still about 20 some degrees out here today, and wind's blowing about 30 miles an hour, so it's fairly nipply out there, if you will. So let's get on with this one, guys. We'll go over here and I'll read you what it says here. 5.8%. Availability says rotating. And what they mean by rotating, I don't think they produce this beer any other time other than in their winter variety pack. So it's a winter beer produced this time of year. And on the label it says you should have this by May of 2014. So we're into November, almost December, so I think we're safe there. Let's see here. I don't think there's anything else we need to talk about as far as descriptions or anything like that. So let's go over to the food pairings. Food pairing for this cuisine, it says German. The cheeses are earthy Camembert Fontina, and since it is a Bock beer, it goes well with your chocolate dishes, and the meat, they say, is game. This is not a great big beer, So it's going to go well with a lot of different dishes. The glassware for this, it says the flute, pilsner glass, the poke of the mug, the side ale, the stein, the stange, which is a slender cylinder type glass. I got the pint glass for this. If it was been a little bit bigger in the ABV, I'd have probably poured it in the Duvel glass, because that's I only have about 5 different glasses that I use, and I think this is decent for the pint glass. I'll be honest with you, there was 2 in there, and I've already had one of them, so this is the last one that I have from that, so I saved one to review for you guys. The beer is not recommended for extended cellarings, and I don't think there's anything else we need to talk about, so let's get the cap off of this bad boy and get it in the glass and see what we got. In my opinion, I don't think you can go wrong with a Salmon Islands beer or a Boston Beer Company beer. Unless you're getting one of their extreme beers that they do, it's going to be fairly easy drinking, typically fairly sessionable for almost a 6%er, but I think they kicked it up just a notch. I think most of them used to be around 5% that they put in those variety packs, but these seem to be just a tad bigger than that. Over to the light, it is a rich ruby red color. I can see the light through the center of it, but it is very faint. It is a deep red color, and more light through the bottom of the glass where it's thinner than it is through the top. Looks very good in the glass, and the head that it did pour is basically dissipated now. So. And looking closely at it, there are quite a few bubbles streaming up. Looks like it's fairly well carbonated, not over carbonated or under carbonated. Let's get a nose on it and see what we can smell. I mean, right off the bat, to me, I get the cherries, and to me, it's like putting my nose on like a cherry Dr. Pepper. It smells like a cola to me. It smells like a cherry cola. Just a hint of chocolate. Not much at all. The cherries are predominant. The cocoa nibs is lending just a little bit of chocolate to the beer. But the cherries, definitely the cherries are outstanding as far as the aroma in the nose. Yes, that's predominant. Cherries are predominant, so let's give it a taste. Cheers. The cherries are predominant in the taste too. A little bit of chocolate, roasted malt, caramel, toffee. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but the wind is howling out there tonight. Not blowing my hair back or my socks off. A very decent, sessionable, if you will, for this 5.8% beer. This would go well with just about any dish. It's not overbearing. It's very, very easy drinking, not getting any alcohol taste at all in the beer. None. I would almost consider this a chick beer, if you will. Not a lot of big beer taste in this. Very easy drinking. I know a lot of ladies that don't like beer would probably enjoy this beer just because it doesn't taste like Bud, Miller, or Coors. It has that nice cherry flavor. Very nice, guys. Very nice. Like I told you, I've already had one of these. This is the last one that I have. And it's decent. I like it. I like the last one, and I like this one too. It's nothing outstanding, just like the one we did yesterday. But it is very easy drinking, very sessionable, very well made beer. So it's right out of the fridge, 40 degrees. Let's let it warm up and see where it ends up. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. I mean, this is an okay beer. Nothing exciting or to write home about or anything, but glad I got to try it, but probably not a beer that I would seek out to purchase if it was available in a 6-pack or anything like that. But for a Bock, which is a lager, it's okay. Like I said, it's more like a chick beer to me. Very sweet, very cherry-esque. Almost like a cherry cola or a cherry Dr. Pepper to me. So, let's do the final chug. Very sweet, slight tart cherryness in there. Not real tart, just mildly tart. Very easy drinking, no alcohol taste whatsoever. In my personal opinion, I prefer the regular chocolate Bock they did over this cherry Bock. But it was a nice change up. And like I said, not something I would probably seek out to buy in a 6-pack if it was available. But glad I got to try it. So I consider this like a holiday beer. And you know, there was 2 in the box, and I enjoyed both of them. It was decent. I think I enjoyed it a little more than the other half did. She wasn't too crazy about it, but I think it's decent. And I'm going to grade it accordingly. I'm going to give it the same grade that I gave the one yesterday. I think it's a good B beer. Nothing outstanding. Maybe a good transitional beer or a chick beer. I keep saying chick beer, but a lot of ladies like a sweeter beverage, wine or a beer that's not got a lot of bitterness to it, and this one does not. It's not very bitter at all. If I was to guess on the IBUs, which is not posted here on what that is, I would think it would be less than 30. Decent. So I'm going to stick with the B grade on this one. It's got the date on it when you should have it by. Like I said, it's a Bock beer, a cherry Bock, which is a lager. So, okay beer. I mean, it was okay. And that's where I'm going to leave it, guys. Let's see what everybody else thinks. We'll go over to Beer Advocate first, and Beer Advocate says 82 in a good range. Kind of agree with that number. Nothing to write home about, but it's okay. It was slightly above average. So, with that being said, let's go over to Rate Beer. And Rate Beer says 73 overall, which is a little low in my opinion, but 93 in the style. So the numbers are kind of wacky. I would think they would have been reversed over this. So it is what it is. If you've had this beer, give me some comments back on this one, whether you liked it, didn't like it. And like the one we did yesterday, a lot of people did like it, but a lot of people do not like it. So, I mean, it is what it is. Beer tastes are very subjective. So, one man's drain pour is another man's delight. So, if you've had this beer, give me some comments back whether you liked it or did not like it. It was okay. I thought it was okay. Slightly above average. Definitely not to the A category. And I think I prefer the regular chocolate Bock over the cherry chocolate Bock. So, give me some comments back on this one whether you've had it, not had it, or liked it. It was okay. So we'll leave it there. Hit that like button, rate, comment, subscribe, and let's go check out and see what's in the fridge tomorrow. Maybe be a little bit better than this. We'll try for an A beer if we can find one. See you then.